8 years. For 8 years, I have been doing this channel, and I loved it. But for the first time ever, I did something that I shouldn't have done. I looked at the numbers and doubted myself, and God had to pull me out of it. I found myself thinking, wondering, if I was even good enough to be doing any of what I'm doing. After all, the numbers weren't reflecting it. Statistically, I wasn't growing. I felt depressed about that for a moment. Like, was I actually doing the right thing? But then God reminded me of something. And this is something that I think every creative needs to know. Now, everything that I'm about to say is not for bragging points, it's just for the sake of the story. But there's so much that has happened in my life that I should have been looking at as a creative. At the age of 12, I found myself winning my first art trophy, and even though that was more than a decade ago, it doesn't kill me from doing art now. I do it because I love it. Every year in my school, I would always enter these songwriting competitions called Calypsos, and I would always crack the top 3. Then I got one of my songs recorded and made, and even though the numbers didn't reflect it, I was happy that that song was made. Even winning 2 national awards during my college years, and being a finalist for one of them, shouldn't make or break what I decide to do. Okay, so if I wasn't bringing those up for bragging points, then why did I bring them up? Because those were just byproducts of what I was doing. I didn't do all of that stuff to gain the awards. Those were just gotten as an addition to doing what I loved to do. They shouldn't be the reason why I'm doing it. They should just be something that I wanted to do. And the same thing should apply with all my current projects, with my book and my YouTube channel. They shouldn't hinge on how much viewers or how much subscribers that I get if that's not my goal. I'm not a corporation. I'm just a vlogger who's passionate about what he does. I do what I love because I love what I do. All those numbers should be a byproduct. I also know that sales are important, but at the same time, if I was to be worried about that every single time, then it would steal my joy. That really should be. And the answer should be no. If it's your passion, and as a child of God, if it doesn't disagree with God's plan for you, why should you quit your passion? I saw people on Reddit saying that if you're passionate about it, then why stop? And I'm inclined to agree. Recently, I went to an awesome event and I had a really good time, and I was blessed with something that allowed me to do even more with my passion, and it allowed me to spread my wings a bit further. But something happened. I come home and suddenly I'm filled with doubt about it all. I'm wondering if I was annoying people during that convention, and I'm wondering if anybody would even watch it to begin with. After all, my numbers tell me I'm a nobody, and someone has told me before that my book wouldn't sell because I'm a nobody. I felt like as though I was having depression that night. I couldn't fall asleep, and I was cracking the amount of sleep that somebody with depression would have. I was cracking 11 hours of sleep. But I had a lot of prayer during not only that night, but that morning. Just giving it to God and asking for His guidance. And one thing that I learned was that as long as it doesn't misalign with His desire for us, because our desire and His desire isn't necessarily mutually exclusive, mind you. All of that to say, us as creatives, we need to not look at the numbers or think about if other people are enjoying it so much. That's the job of a corporation. We are not corporations, we are individuals. And we should be doing this stuff because we love it. And I know that there are other people who felt just like me, or who may be feeling just like me, who have questions that they want to ask, or if they should stop entirely. I saw it when I was searching this up online and asking if I was going too far into it. Let me tell you something. If we do it because we love it, there's only one person who will stop us, and that's ourselves. There was so much people that was encouraging me, and probably even people who I will never see again. But the only person holding me down is myself. God wasn't even holding me down. In fact, He was the one who inspired me to do this whole creative video just now. And I am so happy that I did. This weekend, I was the guy with a camera hanging over my shoulder, with a camera bag behind his back, people seeing it. And I had fun with what I did. I enjoyed being able to film everything and seeing the experience that I did have. So coming home, why is it that this was the thing that got me up in arms? It shouldn't have. That was a lie from the devil. I'll end this off with this. And it's, as a creative, you shouldn't let numbers and accolades and awards influence what you do. Those should be byproducts of what you do. If you love what you do, you shouldn't stop it until you feel like you want to stop doing it. The only other thing that should factor in is if it's the Lord's will to be able to do it or not to do it. I'm so glad that He directed me back into this, and I'm so glad that I was able to share this with you guys. It was really fun, and it reminded me why I love to do this. And I do hope that you guys feel a bit inspired by this, because let me tell you, in this world, we need to enjoy being creative. Now more than ever. Because without creativity, this world is just bland. It's already getting weird. We need some fun creative stuff out there. So don't give up on it. We need it now more than ever. I hope you're inspired by that.